ViBox is our platform. We describe it as multi-camera production reimagined. And if you move on to the next slide, you really think about ViBox, it's a suite of software tools that are all designed to allow your customers the flexibility to do all different types of high quality live sports productions, okay? And one of the key foundations to the way we're designed is all around ease of use and collaboration. So we're predominantly touchscreen based. So our UI was designed with the goal of taking the technology out of the way. So you kind of imagine as a storyteller, someone who's telling the story of a sporting event, you see the event unfolding on your touchscreen and you're simply touching on the different icons and you're switching the cameras to those different video elements. So basically what you see is what you get. And the goal was to put about 85 to 90% of all of the key tools that you need to do a professional broadcast sports production right at your fingertips. And it was designed around telling that sports production story.
And Chuck, I think that lends itself to what you were saying earlier in SimplyLive being a software company. Even though we have this giant hardware in front of us, it's really the difference of what you're doing is focusing on the software, the tools necessary, and the user interface in order to make all of that work quickly and easily in a real world production environment.
Yep, that's correct. And also being software driven, it allows us to adapt to the changing needs of the market, to add new features and functionality very, very quickly. And because we're not tied to any proprietary piece of hardware, it's very easy to stay current and up to date with the latest features and functionality as well, too.
And I can tell you, just in using our own eval system, the SimplyLive ViBox really is very easy to set up and use. I know when we had first gone into a relationship with you, we previously had Greg as a guest on our show, doing a live demo and showing that interface. So after our show today, I'm gonna link back to that previous video where we can give that detailed demo over again and let our dealers know that we also have a demo program available if they would like to get their hands on the units themselves, and obviously we would encourage them to do so.
Absolutely, absolutely. So as I mentioned, we're built on a modern software-defined architecture, and there's three key things that we do on our single platform, right? Sports broadcast, that's really, what our sweet spot is. That comes from our lineage, our DNA, of coming out of EBS and other companies in the broadcast world. What's really unique about us as well too is our same platform also supports a video review, a referee review and coach analysis software interface as well too, that you can run concurrently as you're doing your broadcast production or your broadcast replay using that same content. So when you're looking at a system like our Varsity Bundle, it gives the user a tremendous amount of flexibility to use that same system in a number of different ways. So whether it's a Division II college or a high school with a large sports program where they may not have thought about using content for referee review or coach analysis because a purpose-built system for doing that may be a bit expensive, you have that additional capability built right into the ViBox platform, which again creates a huge amount of flexibility. And even though we're really designed for sports, because we have the integration of both live production and replay, either separately as two separate applications working collaboratively, or in an all-in-one interface where a single operator can do the complete production, including replays. We also are very well suited for live studio production as well too. It doesn't have to be sports. So the example with ESPN with the jump and around the horn, it's sports content, but it's not a sporting event. Right. But they're using it to do that switch, and that's because it's extremely easy to use. And even on their major sports productions that they used ViBox, they've had the producers actually take an hour of training, and they were actually doing the replay and the live production. The same thing with around the horn and the jump. So ease of use is another key element that even the largest broadcasters are drawn to ViBox because it gives them flexibility on who they have operate the system.
Absolutely. When you start with the ease of use, it lends itself to flexibility because you have more people that want to get their hands on the box to use it for whatever application they're using it for.
Exactly. Exactly. And one last thing here to set the stage, and I'll turn it over to Greg and have him talk about remote production again, which is really relevant to today's production world. Keep in mind, as you're thinking about VBox, we have a common software backend. Okay,
Yes.
that all of our different software applications run on that back end. And in this instance, that back end will be running on that mini server that you have on your desk right in front of you. And we have 4 different software applications that you can run either separately or, depending on the platform, they can be run concurrently and can expand to multiple users. But all of it comes from the same software architecture, right? It's that common software architecture. And our UI actually runs separately from the back end. And that's one of the key design elements that really enables our ability to do remote production. Okay? And with that, I'll turn it over to Greg, and he can get into